Xbox 360. Let's go ahead and check that is complete as well. I rarely come here, but apparently they do have one game that I've been looking for like the absolute longest. And then also in this section, I couldn't believe it, I found the headset to those controllers. What's up everyone, it's Austin and we are back with another episode of my $10 Nintendo Collection series. If you're new to the channel, you can start at the first episode of this little series of mine. We've been going strong for 30 weeks now, and we're pretty much just going to thrift stores, pawn shops, yard sales, game stores, anywhere where we can find some pretty cheap items that we can possibly flip, and then use that flipped profit to purchase Nintendo games to add to our collection. I really don't have too much to start off this episode. I think our game funds are getting a little bit lower now, so hopefully we can sell some more items. On our whiteboard, we actually have 3 games left. We got 1 Kirby game, and we're looking for the Forgotten Land. And then we got 2 Fire Emblem games left. And currently looking for Fire Emblem Awakening. It's crazy, I saw it at that half-price books that one time and passed up on it. And now I can't find this game anywhere. But we'll keep looking, see if we can find it. Let's go ahead and jump into our collection and get into these updates. Here at the Game Showcase, we got 2 sales. The first item is actually going to be these pair of Adidas Ultra Boosts. And this was more of a quick flip. We sold this one for $25 and picked it up for around $5-ish at a Goodwill. The second item we sold is a game right here, this Godfather 2. Missing the manual. Still sold for $18.50. We just made another sale and it's going to be a Blu-ray. A brand new one, this Quiet Place 2 movie collection. We sold this one for $18.50 and picked it up for about $3 at a Goodwill. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. Let's check out some Goodwills this week, guys. This one in particular tends to have some video games usually. I think it's so awesome to still be able to find video games for cheap at Goodwill, even though there's not a ton here. We got some Wii games, this Batman, DC Superheroes 2, a couple of Xbox One games over here. For some reason they have this Sherlock thing. I think this is like a PC game though. Along with this Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. But over here we got True Crime New York City on the Xbox. It is in there. Condition is okay. It's $2, so might grab that just because, you know, we're out here at a Goodwill and just looking to pick up some stuff. We got Splinter Cell Conviction for $3, Xbox 360. Let's go ahead and check that is complete as well. And then over here we got MX vs ATV Alive. Never really played these games, but I know they made a decent amount of them. And then we got Build-A-Bear. This is like super heavy for some reason. It's actually got like 2 manuals in there. But, you know, it's a Wii game. Might just add this to the collection. No price tag on it. Far Cry 2 for $3. A Best Buy exclusive survival handbook. Not sure what that means. Yeah, nice find as well. And then just some Kinect games. And then on top of that, we got some Blu-rays, a whole row of them right here. Didn't really find anything too interesting except for this Night School 4K Blu-ray. Kevin Hart. We got it for what, $4. Might pass on that, but I think I will go ahead and grab all of these that I just pointed out. So what's that, like 5 games? On the shelf right here, we just got a ton of VHS tapes with the plastic cases and a lot of Disney movies and some cool Power Ranger VHS tapes. There actually are some sealed ones in here as well, but don't know too much about the values of these. A lot of great childhood movies in here. Land Before Time, used to watch that one all the time. But you guys look over this and let me know if I'm missing anything in here. Oh yeah, this thing is pretty cool. This limited gold edition 2 cartoon classics Life with Mickey. Does hold a little bit of value, but still not enough for me to want to pick up. It's $3 only. Definitely just looks like a vintage piece though. Our next stop turned out to be more of an interesting one. We're here at St. Vincent de Paul thrift store and checking out this glass case containing a lot of electronics, and in the back you guys can see I spotted some controllers which seem to be for some kind of VR system. After taking a look and inspecting it more, I think I saw the Oculus logo on it. This controller just seemed very high end in terms of material, and it did light up, so I knew it was working. I was for sure interested in these and put these aside. Here at the Blu-ray section next, just taking a peek around, and this section really slimmed down as compared to last time. Found some TV series on Blu-ray, and those could definitely have some value. This Vikings one was really interesting. I saw the first couple of seasons of this show and really liked it. Other than that, didn't see too much. Checking out the electronics section next, and I found some really interesting keyboards. Not sure if any of these have any value, but yeah, really high quality stuff here. Also a new ergonomic mouse right here. Next to that, we had a couple of video games, and these were lower end ones. They were priced at around $2 to $3, which is an absolutely great deal. They even had a copy of Black Ops 2 here. But after scanning around, there really wasn't anything too interesting. I mean, Modern Warfare is a great game. They had Uncharted, and then a couple of sports titles as well. Next to that, they had a bin of Skylander figures. Didn't really bother looking into this. And then also in this section, I couldn't believe it, I found the headset to those controllers. They had it priced at $5. And this is an Oculus Quest 2, released maybe 2 years ago. And this thing actually does value for around $150 still. It wasn't in the greatest condition. We'll need to really get this thing cleaned up. But if this thing works, then this is an awesome find. Probably the coolest thing I've found yet at a thrift store. I also had some like other controller stuff that they brought from the case.
1582.
Here we are at the game showcase, and we got some pretty big sales for this one. The first item we sold is going to be this PlayStation 2 game, Red Dead Revolver. This one sold for $19.50, and we got it for $4 at a pawn shop. The next item we sold is going to be down here, this Skylander Imaginators along with the Portal. We sold these together for $44.50, I believe, and we got the game for around $15 that I have price books. The last item is also going to be down here, and it's going to be this pair of Nike Air Maxes. We sold this one for $99 plus shipping, which is around like $15, and we purchased this for $10 at a flea market. We just sold this loose game right here, this Minecraft, and surprisingly this one sells very often still. We sold this one for $15 and picked it up for $2 at a game store. The second item we sold is going to be this Nintendo Switch Sports. I was actually debating on selling this or not. I already have it in my personal collection, so it didn't really make sense for me to keep it in this collection as well. We sold this one for $35. Gonna get these packaged and shipped after eBay fees and shipping. This is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. This week we're checking out Ultimate Thrift, and haven't really been here in a while and haven't really been finding much here, but did take a look at the display case up front, and there are some games that I might be interested in. Starting off in this back room though, they got a bunch of toys and Nerf guns, things like that back here. Probably just gonna be a really quick stop for us. Just finishing up my browsing over here. They got some plushies over here. Do sometimes find some interesting ones in this little container. Got this Taz one for like $6, but not seeing anything else right away. Have a look at some of these games. Can I just look at these two first? And I guess that 3DS game as well. PSP games. Games, I guess.
Maybe a week or two ago.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like 2 of them.
Are these all yeses or?
I think I'll pass on this
Okay.
one, and then maybe those.
Okay, we're open to some.
I was just interested in this Doctor Who movie. Okay, for 7, 10, 13, 16. Yeah, I guess we'll just go with these.
These ones? Okay.
Yeah.
$16.90.
Alright guys, so for this week we are at Best Buy of all places. I rarely come here, but apparently they do have one game that I've been looking for like the absolute longest. It is a Nintendo game and it's not that uncommon, but I just haven't been able to find it anywhere. For some reason at game stores and retail stores I just haven't been able to find it. But it's gonna be over here. We'll also take a look to see if they do have any deals, any cheaper games on sale. The game I'm looking for is actually down here. This Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Again, this is not that uncommon, but I guess it might be because I can't find it at any game store, even at like GameStops or Walmarts or Targets. But this Best Buy in particular did have this game and they got it for $60, which is a lot. So the reason why I came here is because I received an email from Best Buy saying that I've got like a $10 coupon that I get to use. They must have just sent it out for the beginning of the year for people to use. And so I should be able to get this for $10 cheaper. So $50 instead of the 60. And since I can't really find this game anywhere else, I'll probably be picking it up here. The game selection here is just really small nowadays. But they do have some decent amount of Switch games. Let's head back over here. I think some of the lower end games are over here. Prince of Persia. Always wanted to check this one out. I heard some pretty good things about it. Sonic Forces for 20. You got some Lego games, and then this Mario Spark of Hope game for 15. Jurassic Park. And then also this one was pretty dang interesting. This Bayonetta Origins. Also heard some pretty good things about this one as well, and it's $25 here. I guess this is their Xbox area now, and for some reason they got some Switch games here as well, and these are like just the more popular titles, I guess. But over here this is like all they have for Xbox, which is kind of crazy. Just some of the newer titles, nothing too special. They got some controller holders right there. Back here they have like a weird section for Call of Duty Black Ops 6, I guess. And then lastly we got the PlayStation, which is a lot more games over here on this shelf. Got a pretty cheap game right here, this Callisto Protocol on the PS5. Always wanted to check this one out, but $14 for this is not bad at all. They got Jedi Fallen Order for $20. It's a pretty old game. Ace Combat. You got this Persona Tactics down here for $20. Pac-Man. I guess the cheapest game I'm seeing is this Watch Dogs Legion, which is at $10. So yeah, not sure if that's worth it or not. Hello, just wanted to grab this. We are now back in the game room, and that wraps up our game hunting for this week. It's a ton of fun just simply going to thrift stores and finding some random video games for super cheap and picking them up. We actually started off at a Goodwill this week and picked up 5 games. The first one is this MX vs ATV Alive game. Never played this one before or these games, but it's, you know, motocross racing, and they actually made a ton of these games, so I'm assuming this is pretty fun. The next game we got is Splinter Cell Conviction. This is a stealth-based game and is super underrated. Has really good movement and features when it comes to hiding behind walls. The next game we got is Far Cry 2, and this is, you know, your usual island setting game. First person shooter. There are a lot of factions in the story, and it's just your typical open world game. The next game we got is this Build-A-Bear Workshop, A Friend for All Seasons. Never seen this before. Looks like just a kid's game, of course. I see some mini games on the back. And then the last game we got is True Crime New York City on the Xbox original. Haven't played this game before, but developed by Activision. Takes place in New York, of course, and you're a gangster turned street cop, Marcus Reed. For our next visit, we went to a St. Vincent de Paul and picked up easily my coolest find at a thrift store. This is an Oculus Quest 2, and we got the controllers and the headset. Got this all for $15 to $16. And this thing values for close to $150 still. I'm not the biggest fan of VR. I didn't have a good experience for my last one. I think the last time I played a VR game was Skyrim on the PlayStation 4, and the picture quality was just terrible, and I got instant motion sickness. I'm sure VR has gotten a lot better since then. I actually got a new strap. The old one was just really dirty and it was smelly. Cleaned it up pretty well though, but I picked this one up on Amazon for pretty cheap just so I could test this thing out, and it actually does work. Very surprised by how good the quality is. Would love to check out some of the games on this, but honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of VR gaming yet. If our funds do get low, we could easily flip this as well. Next, we made a visit to Ultimate Thrift and picked up 6 items. We got some PSP games and UMD videos. We got this big Snoop Dogg's Puff Puff Pass tour. I think it's so cool finding these old school DVD videos. I had never seen this before, but it's Snoop Dogg. There's got to be some collectors out there wanting this. We picked up this Smart Bomb game on the PSP. I actually don't have a lot of PSP games or really played that system much. Looks like your typical puzzle style bomb defusing game. Next we got some Wii shovelware games, but I don't really see a lot of these, so I just decided to pick them up. They were all $3 a piece. We got Cars 2. These Cars games are actually a ton of fun. I remember playing one on the GameCube and it was open world, so not sure how well this one, Part 2, plays. We got Glacier 2 on the Wii, and this is a combat racing style game. Wasn't that greatly reviewed, but they made 3 of these games in the series, so had to have some kind of appeal. Lastly, we got Spy Fox Dry Cereal, and this is actually based on a PC game from the 90s. It's got that 90s art style as well. It's pretty much just a point and click game. They've got smaller mini games in there like Goldfish. And then lastly, we picked up a 3D Blu-ray, which I thought would have had some value since it's still new. But this is just Doctor Who Dark Water, Death in Heaven. Doctor Who series has been going on for so long, and haven't really caught up. I've only watched like the 1st and 2nd season. And then lastly, we went to a Best Buy and finally picked up our last Kirby game. Thank you guys all for recommending this game in particular. We got Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. This is a 3D platformer Kirby game. You play as Kirby and you have the ability to suck and copy abilities, which makes this game very unique. Visuals look stunning for this game. There are a lot of levels, worlds that you get to go to, boss battles. Very excited to check out this game. I've only heard great things from it. And yeah, guys, that's all the games that we got. Gonna add it all to our shelf right now and put one more tally next to Kirby, finishing that off. That leaves us off with 2 Fire Emblem games left. But that's all I got for this week. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one.